Via Palmeres was one of our underperforming rentals. We had two of the units rented and we just couldn't seem to get the other two apartments filled. We really couldn't figure out why because the building was the nicest house on the street and it's a decent location. And so we were figuring maybe just like kind of poor layout of the house or something like that. And so we were kind of brainstorming ideas of how do we get this property to start performing. And we said, oh, let's put it on Airbnb, which is kind of funny because the neighborhood isn't like an A-class neighborhood, and it is near the beach, but it's not on the beach. So it's just a very typical Puerto Rican neighborhood, and we didn't think there'd be a ton of market for an Airbnb there, at least initially before we did our research. And then we saw the numbers of there's a huge demand for this area, and so we furnished the apartment. And within 3 days of posting on Airbnb, we'd filled up the entire next month, and it's starting to become one of our better performing rental units. We need to get the numbers in on how this affects utilities and how it affects kind of the expenses here will be higher, but I think that property is going to start really bringing in a ton of money. So it's a fun project. It's really neat to see how you're able to take something that's not quite working and then find a way to make that property work. And that's what we do. We take these ugly, distressed houses and make them look really, really nice and bring them back to what they're supposed to be and really improve the neighborhoods. And it's really cool to go from the worst house on the street to the best house on the street.